Namaskar. My name is Deepak Vohra, Ambassador of India, and we are today talking about Israel and Iran, a region that I'm familiar with, having spent 20 years of my 52-year-long diplomatic career over there so far and counting. Let me talk to you about what is really happening. First of all, Iran as a nation, after the revolution took place in 1979, is dedicated to the extermination, obliteration of Israel and the Jews. That has been stated by their presidents many times. I'm sitting at a dinner in Khartoum, an official dinner, where a former Iranian president, presently in jail, says the Jews have no right to exist. They must be wiped off the face of the earth. And he was also talking of the country called Israel. I actually walked out of the dinner because this is not the kind of thing that Indian diplomats are used to hearing. So, as far as Israel is concerned, with Iran being dedicated, Iran is the biggest enemy. What they were trying to do through Hezbollah, Hamas, and Houthi, build a ring of fire around Israel. And then Israel has mowed the grass very well, decimated Hamas, practically neutered Hezbollah. And of course, the Houthis probably have signed a deal with the United States. They're not attacking ships. They're keeping quiet. They're not very active now. What will be the fate of Iran? Will it be like that of Iraq? That's a very interesting question because many people believe, and I do too, that Iraq, Saddam Hussein never did have weapons of mass destruction. The target was other activities it had been doing under Saddam, and also its oil reserves. So sanctions were imposed, the economy was crippled. After Saddam went and a new pro-Western regime came, American companies rushed in, started operating the oil fields. A lot of the money for reconstruction of Iraq came through the oil. American companies got fat cat contracts, and they have been working there since then. And of course, Iraq has been weakened for a long time. The Shia-Sunni conflict, the Sunni awakening, all those things happened. You might remember the ban on the Baath Party, etc. That is what really happened to Iraq. Getting rid of Saddam was not the issue. It was to make sure that Iraq was never able to threaten Western interests in the region. Will the same thing happen with Iran? The jury is still out on that one. As the German historian, philosopher George Wilhelm Hegel had said, the lesson of history is that there is no lesson of history. Everything happens twice. The first time as tragedy, the second time as farce. What happened in Iraq was a tragedy indeed. Hundreds of thousands of Iraqi children died. There were no medicine, there was no food. We all know about the horrendous human tragedy that happened there. What's happening in Iran now is a repeat of that, but this time it's an obscene joke, if I may use that term. The mullahs had no business saying that Israel and the Jews cannot exist. They are being punished. Do they have weapons of mass destruction? At this point of time, I believe they were trying to develop one. Why? Because when they fought the war, and this is not often understood, when they fought the war from 1980 to 1988 with Iraq, that is the Iran-Iraq war, the Iraqis used American-supplied weapons, including chemical weapons. That's the time the Iranians decided that they would have to have something more powerful than chemical weapons, so they began to develop the atom bomb. That was the basic motivation. Now, have they managed to develop it? I don't believe so, but they do have stockpiles of enriched uranium. With President Donald Trump, who is now irrelevant as far as the Middle East is concerned, because Israel is going to reshape it in its own image with Iran as the last enemy standing. I believe his rushing back means that Israel is going to send ground troops into Iran, which is possible that they will seize the enriched uranium stockpiles spread all over Iran, bring them back or destroy them or do whatever they have to. And an Iranian general, a former Iranian general, part of my WhatsApp group, says to us, posted on the group, I don't know if it's true, you can find out through your sources, that Ali Khamenei, Ayatollah, the supreme leader, is in Moscow. If this is true, I don't know if it's true. It'll be tremendous. He hasn't gone to any Islamic country. All the Islamic fellows were screaming and shouting, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that with Israel. None of them has given him refuge. He's gone to Moscow. Was that part of the deal made between President Trump and President Vladimir Putin when they spoke for 45 minutes? We will find out in due course. But as of now, I believe that unless there is regime change in Iran, it's going to face a very bleak future. There was a coup in Iran, 1953. Mohammad Mossadegh, who was then the prime minister, was ousted because he threatened the Anglo-Iranian oil company. He said, I want to audit your accounts. I'm going to, he nationalized them, etc. He had to go. And the coup was engineered by the CIA and British intelligence using three main weapons. Number one, they bribed the military, they bribed the intelligence. Number two, they bribed civil servants and politicians. Number three, they had prepared certain disgruntled fellows, people who were unhappy with Mossadegh. They had motivated them to descend on the streets, create chaos. And exactly that seems to have been repeated in 2025. I believe that money has been used. Many of the Iranians have fled. Many have been decapitated. Iranian intelligence has been badly compromised. Second, many people in Iran are taking to the streets saying the mullahs did nothing for us. Many Iranian politicians have also been, as we say, subburned. Their loyalties have been bought over. So the same thing is repeating itself. I don't see a very bright future for Iran unless the mullah regime passes into history. Thank you.